When you're ready.
According to the World Wildlife Organization, 31% of the Earth's land mass is made up of forests. This percentage is constantly affected by the human population. That percentage decreases as the population's demand for products made in rainforests increases. Hi, I'm Mabe, and I will be discussing the question, what causes deforestation and how has it affected the inhabitants of the rainforest? So let's start with what a rainforest consists of. A rainforest consists of the forest floor, the understory layer, the canopy layer, and the emergent layer. The forest floor, receiving the least amount of sunlight, is mainly used for decomposition. The understory layer, still receiving small amounts of sunlight, is where large-leaf plants and the animals such as the red-eyed tree frog are found. The canopy layer is the central layer where most animals can be found due to the abundance of food. And last but not least, the emergent layer, where the most amount of sunlight reaches, is home to animals like the eagle. Each layer is its own ecosystem, each relying on the other ecosystems. Many of these ecosystems are being destroyed due to deforestation, but what causes deforestation? When logging companies travel into the rainforest to harvest trees, which are often not replanted, they leave destruction in their path, destroying multiple layers of the rainforest before even one tree is cut. The damage that is caused can take up to hundreds of years to recover, having a long-lasting effect on the sensitive ecosystems in the rainforest. The forest is not the only aspect directly affected. When machinery moves through the rainforest, it leaves behind deep ruts, causing in the forest floor, causing erosion and pollution to the nearby rivers. Erosion is also promoted when rainforest trees are cut down. In this picture, you can see the deep ruts being made by the machinery and the tree that it is dragging. You can also see the large roads being created, which leads me to my next point. When logging companies leave, their roads are left behind. These roads encourage farmers and settlers to travel deeper into the jungles, where land is further damaged, as they often slash and burn these areas in preparation for crops or cattle pastures, making the land more prone to fire. In reality, most of this land does not belong to the settlers and belongs to indigenous people of the rainforest, who are commonly unrepresented. In this graph from NASA, it shows just how much land is destroyed in certain countries. And for perspective, 1 square mile equals around 259 hectares. Thousands of hectares of rainforest have been destroyed throughout these countries. And as you can see on this graph, Brazil, having around 40,000 hectares been destroyed, is in the lead. Due to logging and shifted cultivators, Native people often lose land that they use for resources such as water and food. These people are often unable to stand up for their rights and have little representation in the government in regards to decisions being made on the rainforest. Another resource that is damaged during deforestation is their water source. When trees are harvested, often soil that gets washed away in erosion ends up polluting the rivers. Native people are not the only living creatures that pay the price. Like the native people, when trees are harvested, it leaves many animals without food or a home. Not only does the cutting of trees directly cause a loss of resources, it makes it easier for humans to inhabit the area, permanently taking the land away from these animals, causing many animals to become endangered, such as this baby orangutan that you see on the slide. When the trees are harvested, there are less of them to combat the increasing CO2 in the atmosphere. In the article, Speech to the United Nations General Assembly, Margaret Thatcher states the importance of rainforest trees and their ability to soak up CO2. She also states, in relation to deforestation, that by the year of 2020, we shall have removed around 65% of the forest in the human tropical zone, or in other words, rainforest. So why are rainforests so important? Rainforests are homes to many plants and animal species, along with the indigenous people who rely on the resources of the rainforest, such as food, shelter, and water. So what are we doing to preserve the rainforest? These organizations, such as the World Wildlife Foundation and the Rainforest Foundation of the U.S., raises money so they're able to support projects that preserve the wildlife and the rainforest, or so that they are able to complete these tasks themselves. Not only does the World Rainforest Fund support projects, they also help to train the indigenous people so that they're able to stand up for their rights and for themselves. So with all these negative effects, why do we continue with deforestation? Trees that are harvested are often used for products such as plywood sheets for molding crates, crates for Japanese motorcycles, railway sleepers, doors, window frames, furniture, and the list continues on. Many rainforest trees are sought after because of their luxurious designs and colors. The rainforest trees are used so much they make up around 1/5 of the world's industrial lumber. They also support the economies of the countries due to the exports. Despite these many uses of the rainforest wood, deforestation has become a major issue, but what is the solution? One part of the solution would be to find other resources or sustainable ways of harvesting the rainforest wood, which is easier said than done. Another part would be to forbid logging as a whole or to implement machines that do not negatively affect the rainforest. And overall, less human involvement would cause deforestation to decrease. However, like any solution, there are limitations. Due to the resources provided by the rainforest wood, it would be hard to stop using the rainforest wood as a whole and could affect many economies. It would also be hard to enforce these laws against logging in many small countries, and it would also cost time and money to create logging machines that would affect the rainforest less. And in conclusion, the rainforest is being destroyed and causing the indigenous people, plants, and animals to pay for pests. Excuse me. Thank you.
All right. How did you select the strategies you used to gather information or to conduct your research, and were they effective?
At first, I started researching deforestation as a whole, but I soon realized that it would be too broad of a topic for what I wanted to discuss. So I decided to just target rainforest as one big or one small group.
Okay. What additional questions emerged from your research, and how were those questions important?
I originally wanted to insert the question of how the human population directly affected the increase in deforestation, but I didn't address it as much in the presentation as I could have. That was just one of the questions that arose in my research.
Okay, thank you.